Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's ready for the holiday weekend. Kind of relax, get away for a little bit. Enjoy the family, enjoy some friends. Gonna kind of just be going over the pre-market here and seeing exactly what is setting up. So we're looking at that initial 5:30 print. Normally we get numbers, we get some data. There's a lot of movement generally in the futures market around that 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, what I'm looking at is on the left-hand side of the chart, I've got my, scalping charts a little bit more clean. The right side of the chart, I've got my, chart with all of the supply and demand zone levels that I normally like to look at. A little bit of a pull here, but we are kind of trapped in a little bit of supply, right? So on the hourly chart here on the Nasdaq 100, we've got this upper channel, which is a linear regression sitting at 16,984. So if and when the bulls do want to push over the 16,984, we can definitely get a little bit more momentum. What I would like to see is a punch over this area, over this channel, get over yesterday's highs, and then start to confirm that after the market open. That would ideally be the better potential setup for the bulls here. Then we still got some room to kind of get into that 17,073, right? So that 17,073 is going back to Wednesday, before we had that big nasty drop. So right now the Nasdaq 100 is over VWAP. It is over the 20 SMA here. It's kind of just grinding higher here. One thing that I would be looking at for a short position, just for a quick scalp, is if we do confirm this low wick that from the print of 5:30 a.m. PST, losing this VWAP at 16,927, I would look for a short position there just for a little bit of a scalp. Again, if you can see on the right hand side of my chart, this is the 1 hour time frame on the NQ. We've got a lot of support here, so I don't realistically see any type of significant slide until the bulls were to give up 887. So 887. So in the meantime, I'm kind of going through, scanning through some stocks. As you guys know, getting a nice pop here on the Nasdaq. As you guys know, I trade options right off the bell, but I do watch futures very, very closely. Also, we are on that day 4 now of that new $50,000 Top Step Combine. So far, we're up about $640 in the past 3 days here. So I'm definitely going to be watching this. Definitely going to be watching this candle here if we get some type of confirmation on this pop. As you can see, we're starting to push up through this supply zone that I was looking at here on the 1 hour time frame. So any confirmation of that might be worthy of a little bit of a scalp position on some momentum here. So again, the plan with that new Top Step Combine, kind of just take it low and slow, playing these micro contracts, not looking for too much, looking to scalp, looking to play my setups, have a pretty solid trade plan in place. Max daily loss for myself is around 250 bucks. If I do lose that, kind of go ahead and shut that down. Same thing if I am up close to 200, 250, 300, I will look to shut it down as well. Unless I'm going to trade that's just actively running, right? I've got a runner, I've taken some profits, and it's kind of just going in my favor and we're trending, then I'll leave that position on a little bit. So again, those of you guys who are joining, what I am looking at the Nasdaq 5-minute chart on the left, the 1 hour chart on the right. We did just push through yesterday's highs here, getting over this channel. I would like to see a little bit of confirmation here over this high wick. Again, this will get adjusted as price action continues to push here, but if we do get a confirmation, it might be worthy of a little bit of a scalp play for me. Again, today on the stream, I will be trading options on my personal brokerage account, as well as this new $50,000 Top Step Combine that we're kind of working on here in the room of Evolution Traders. So again, to those of you guys who are joining, that is going to be a slow grind here. I want to show that you can have profitable days, put together a profitable week and month, trading micros, right? Trading small, getting in, getting out, and just kind of keeping things very low stress. Again, a lot of us come into the markets with some unrealistic expectations of how much we can potentially make. Of course, you can make thousands and thousands of dollars if you're over leveraging, over risking. But again, on these combines, when you are, especially for example, the one I'm in now, a $50,000 account only has $2,000 worth of drawdown. So I don't really want to put myself in any type of hot waters by trading mini contracts. I want to keep it manageable, so that way I can pull myself out of any drawdown if I do have a red day or a losing day. So it looks like we pushed into this 16,994. Again, we do have, what time is it? We do got about a 1 minute left before this 5-minute candle confirms. If we do confirm this 994, I might take it for a little bit of a scalp, 1-2 micro contracts, just kind of getting my feet wet here before the market opens, not looking to get slammed in the pre-market and have to battle back after market. So I'm just going to try to play it low and slow here and just kind of wait. I will be doing some scanning here as well, on some names in the equity side of things, kind of seeing if I want to play something off the bell here for options. This Tesla does have a lot of room higher here as well. Upper supply on Tesla is 260.53. So just kind of keep an eye, if you guys are futures traders, kind of keep an eye on the left side of the screen. It's always going to have the Nasdaq futures chart on there. And that's what we're going to kind of be watching on that side. I do like that Tesla. I'll probably have to circle back around to that. This Amazon looks great as well. Amazon over pre-market highs. I can take this line off now. That's irrelevant. Put a new one up here at yesterday's highs, 155.63 on Amazon. I do kind of like Amazon for a little bit of a scalp off the bell there over pre-market highs, depending on where we close. Previous 5-minute candle on the NQ was a 41.5 point range. Typically on my plays, I like to use, either a 1-bar stop system that would require me to put up 45 points, or I would use a 20 SMA here. But again, it's still around 40 points. So that's a big opening, kind of opening print candle here off that 530, off that 530 candle. I don't know if I'm going to, give it that type of risk. Pre-market 41 points is a lot. Right now, if I go to a 5-minute time frame, I can see that my ATR is sitting at around 10-11 points. So if I do get into this trade, I will look, to scalp 10 points, 11 points, 15 points if I get it, and maybe try to keep my stop loss somewhere here below this Bollinger Band of 16,976 or 68, somewhere in that region. Price action on the Nasdaq looking to take out yesterday's highs. We do have room to kind of push into Wednesday's channel here all the way up at 17,073. So that's definitely going to be an area that I want to kind of keep in mind on the Nasdaq side today. If we're able to kind of take out this week's highs here, I mean, the bulls could really push this into the new year. Again, bulls have been proven and given the benefit of the doubt essentially for the past 2 months here. Realistically, the end of October, start of November is when we really kind of started this bull push higher. Just even looking at this daily chart on the right hand side, we had a few weeks here, a couple of weeks of distribution before we gapped up and put in these new highs. But ultimately you can see where we started from. I mean, this has been a fantastic run for the bulls. fantastic run for those bulls, right? So anyways, let's keep looking around at some of these options plays for myself here. So this Nvidia is getting a little bit of a bump up as well. I do like Nvidia over pre-market highs. It's going to have a little bit of a push over 492.81 depending on where we stop at in the pre-market. This is in an upper channel here. We got room all the way to 498.62 on Nvidia. Take a look at the daily chart very quickly. Daily chart for me needs to get over that 493, get over this 5-day moving average, start punching into that 500. Anything over 500 on Nvidia is definitely going to have a lot more room to stretch. This has been a strong name all year, so definitely will have eyes on Nvidia as well. AMD was also pretty strong yesterday too. If I look at this daily time frame, yesterday we came down, tested this rising support here at the 10-day moving average and kind of punching higher here. I'd like to see AMD get over 140.37. That'll have room all the way up to 143. So definitely something that I might be interested in there as well. So again, you know, the bulls continue to look strong. The bulls continue to push higher. They continue to keep getting bought up off of any, I mean, even if you just go back on the overall markets, right? I mean, if we're looking at those bulls, we had a pretty drastic pullback on Wednesday towards the end of the day, which you can see here. However, bulls came, stepped in, and bought this back up. So again, you know, our line in the sand, if we are going to start to break this uptrend that we've had and start to back test some of this support, we would need to lose 16,752. From there, it has room down to 16,641. I don't really see any type of damage until we start to really get below that 16,626 into the 20-day moving average at 16,394. Meta over 356.30. They were coming in for 245 puts on Tesla yesterday on the options flow. I was noticing, I was just trying to see, you know, what are they betting on? 245 would take us all the way down to the 1 hour 200-day moving average. And if I look at the daily chart, 245 takes us just below this rising 10 back to kind of right here where we had Wednesday's price action. 244 would be next level of support there on Tesla. Interesting. Something that I will definitely keep in mind if the market does decide to pull back a little bit on Tesla. Anything, you know, below any close today below 247, I would be interested in going into next week. 154.21 is pre-market highs as of now on Amazon. We'll be watching that level as well. Be watching that Nasdaq over that 17,000, that whole nice round number psych level there. Again, if I kind of just look at the big body of work here on the 5-minute time frame, just to kind of get out some supply and demand levels, we've got this rising Bollinger Band where we're coming down into, we've got a rising 5-day moving average sitting at 975 on the Nasdaq here. So looking to see if 975 or 960 holds as support. If not, my last type of support that I would be looking for here on the Nas would definitely be somewhere in the 960s. That would be this rising 20-day moving average. So we're going to see if the bulls can hold that area. If they can't, I don't really have any interest in the long side of things until we can prove that we can break through this 17,000 area. That's going to be a pretty significant little breakthrough area there. You can see this upper supply zone. If we were to kind of push through there, you can really start to get some momentum that pushes up towards 17,042. So we'll be keeping that on watch. That is going to be the level that I'm going to watch on the Nasdaq. That's 17,000. 17,000 might look to add size there over on a breakthrough of that 17,000. Typically, the move that I've seen coming off this 5:30 a.m. print here, PST time, typically, again, market cycles change on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis, but over the last few days, over the last few weeks, I've noticed more so than not that first print that comes out at 5:30, whether it's bullish or bearish, tends to kind of hold into the market open. And then we put in some type of high, put in some type of low, consolidate, and then kind of go back the other way. So again, if you're definitely looking to take any trades going into the market open right now, so far the trend is trying to push higher. So if we get over that 17,000, we can definitely see a nice little push up, and then look for some type of fade, some type of consolidation, within 20, 30, 40 minutes after the market open for a little bit of a pullback into some of these rising supports. That's what I would be looking for personally. And then to see if the bulls are going to hold, I'd look to always see what that first hour candle closes at. For me, that's 7 a.m. And then from there, see if we can confirm if we have some space into next supply. I'm always interested in taking another position there on some type of continuation after the first hour. Again, with it being Friday, if I'm able to manage to catch a few trades off the open, or within the first 1 to 2 hours, probably look to kind of tone it down, as I figure volume is going to be drying up a little bit again, especially going into this holiday weekend, and a big holiday weekend at that, right? You know, most of your big money is taken off. They're spending time with kids, family, the Hamptons, here, that, and and you know, everywhere else, right? So again, you know, how much market participants are going to be in? I think the most amount of market participants that are going to be in this market are typically going to be a lot more of us, right? Retail traders, you know, excited to be on the charts, right? Excited to get the opportunity to trade. You know, typically that's what you see, you know, and that's why you have lower volume and, you know, much more, you know, volatile moves, so to say, right? Much more sporadic moves. Things don't really move the way that it's in an organic matter when you have more market participants, especially big money. So we got this first breakthrough 17,000 here on the Nasdaq. Put in a little bit of a high. That new high here is 1707, so that needs to, you know, continue to push higher. Like I said, if they do want to kind of drive this up into the market open, 17,042 would be an ultimate stop. I would look to see it this, you know, kind of drive into on momentum before pulling back into support. Right now, some of those bigger supports that I would be looking at to see if they hold is going to be some of these rising 1 hour time frames. So as of right now, that 984 is definitely going to be a big level that I'm looking at, and then the 950 to see if it holds as support. Biggs, what's going on, buddy?
What up, man?
What's up, brother?
Chilling.
Yep, I got my coffee early this morning, boy.
I see that, dude. I'm like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm up like struggle bus, man. I went over to my boy Zombie's house yesterday.
There you go.
So we ended up putting in a few hours late night over there.
Putting in a couple hours of work over there, huh, Biggs?
Yeah.
Nice. So far, I still like this Amazon over pre-market highs at market open. I like the Nvidia over pre-market highs at market open for a quick scalp. I do like this Tesla, the way this is setting up over pre-market highs at market open. All of these, I could get some type of momentum play on it. Get in, get green, just get out, right? Not looking for some type of all-day move on these things, just looking for a little bit of a pop. But, you know, on the hourly time frame charts here, they look like they've got some space higher. Definitely for a little bit of a momentum play. Meta as well looked good. That's actually approaching Wednesday's highs as well, 356.41. So let me make sure I write these down so I don't forget about it. That's what I don't like doing. I don't like doing my homework now. Market open happens and then I kind of forget about these names. Meta, Amazon, Nvidia, and Tesla.
I'm good for that.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on those. We'll keep an eye on those and see what we got going on. I don't really want to put too much more into. I don't really want to put too much more into the list other than 4. If something else looks a little bit better than the ones I just mentioned, I'll definitely cross one off. But AMD looks good as well. It's just got a little bit of hourly supply there at upper channel. Google looks good as well, but I don't like trading Google. Netflix looks good as well over yesterday's highs, but I also don't like trading Netflix too. It's just too spready for me. But over 494.50 on Netflix looks good. ENPH looks good. That should be good for my call that I swung overnight, Biggs. ENPH. What was some of the other ones from yesterday's list here? ENPH. And these buy now, pay later guys. Affirm looks pretty good in the pre-market as well. Has a little bit of supply at 49.50s. Over that, definitely has room to stretch into 51.80. 3-put's been looking at Boeing, not really doing nothing in the pre-market. Through yesterday's lows, has a little bit of support on Boeing at 260 and then 258. I don't really like that. Let's see what some of the financials are doing. Nothing. Banks aren't doing anything this morning. About oil. Oxy. Oxy's up in the pre-market. 61.24 price. Closed at 60.44. CVX pushing up towards supply 151.84. Take a look at crude oil really quick. Crude's got a little bit of a breakout top here over 74.90. Upper Bollinger Band on crude is $75. Over 75 on crude can start to push into this week's highs at 75.36. So anyone out there who trades crude, definitely keep 74.90s on watch for a little bit of a long position here. Right now on the Nasdaq, it looks like we're kind of just basing out, creating a little bit of a flag, consolidating here. Whether or not we get this pullback or break out on momentum off the open, going into the open, is going to depend on how much we pull back. So on the NQ, if we pull back into 988, it's going to be the back test of the confirmation of breaking through this supply channel. So we have a linear regression here on the 1 hour time frame at 16,989. If we pull back into that area and then bounce through the 17,006, that's where you can get your momentum. That's where you're going to get your scalp. That's definitely going to be where you can make some quick money very, very quickly. But I need to see a little bit of a pullback here. Tesla video. I like that meta chart. That meta daily chart looks great. Nasdaq still trying to hold this support here on the 5-minute 5 SMA. Getting a little flat here, a little flaggy. If we do start to lose this 5 SMA, I've got support at 16,984. That'll be the next kind of bounce spot. See if the bulls want to hold that area, and then below that is 967. Biggs, you got anything else on your watch list?
Not yet, man. I'm just marking out my usuals. Apple, AMD,
PayPal.
marking out my longs. Yeah, PayPal. I've been watching that a little bit.
You still got any long swings, common shares?
CVX and Walmart.
Let's see.
I'm not minding Walmart's chart. It's starting to shape up. But I mean, I'm in that.
Yeah, Walmart's trading right now over yesterday's highs, actually. So if you look at yesterday's,
yeah, it's not looking bad off that chart. It kind of that daily chart. I mean, it's starting to move. I mean, we still got some levels to take out, but at least it's starting to get some traction off that fucking after that earnings miss.
Yeah. Needs to still get over 155.25.
Yeah, it's right there right now.
Yeah, that'll really give it some space to kind of juice to run up into 157.
Yeah, that 200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
I mean, it looks good. It looks good. As long as we don't start taking out yesterday's lows, losing this 10-day moving average at 153,
yeah.
It looks good, yeah.
Well, like I'm in this thing like around 151. So, I mean, I'm using that. If you go back to that 149.50, I'm using that as my out, man. That's like the low wick of that. So, I mean, that would give me a minimal loss on those shares, you know?
Yeah.
If I let it get all the way back, I mean, there's no point in trying to scale now. I'm not up that much.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to keep trying to build this position. And then if it loses that spot, then You know, catch some consolidation, man. Hopefully, I get a nice spot on this before she moves.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the only two longs I'm holding right now. Chevron chart doesn't look too bad either. At least up in maybe test that 50 here. We got. I like to get Chevron over 153.60s. It'd be nice. I'm just gonna try and be patient on that oil, though.
Yeah, give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way this NVIDIA chart is shaping up, actually. It's got the most room on a 5-minute and a 5-minute time frame. Some of these other ones got a little bit of supply on a 5-minute. Maybe I go NVIDIA first. Look for this one first through pre-market highs. NVIDIA, Meta. Meta has 350, 690, and then Tesla has room 257. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna stay with this NVIDIA chart first. There's that push through the 17,000s again, guys, on the NQ.
Like AMD looks all right too, no?
Yeah, AMD looks okay. I did have some AMD 5-minute looks good. What did I see on that though that I didn't like? I think it was a daily chart.
Oh,
The daily chart. Yeah, daily chart's still kind of pinned. What's going on, buddy? The daily chart's still kind of pinned below its linear regression here at 140.38.
yeah.
What'd you do? Pulling all nighter, dude?
Dude, I was just
I know, man.
dude, I was just up early today, brother. I fell asleep super early yesterday, man. Fell asleep early, man. So we put in these new highs here on the NQ 1714. They're kind of just hugging this upper VWAP band, kind of acting as a little bit of resistance here. 20 SMA sitting at 970s, and then the VWAP sitting at 945. I'd like to see if we can, I'd like to see two pushes here. So a couple things I'd be looking for is over 1714, a scalp on momentum, maybe get in, you know, take close to 10 points on some decent size and get out. Look for a pullback into 20 VWAP and then bounce, or look for the confirmation of a loss through those. Those are the three options that I'm playing out in my head. We'll see.
Yeah, we got a few numbers at 8, or I guess 7 your time, D.
Okay. Anything of note, like anything significant, or just push?
Yeah, I mean it's that University of Michigan consumer sentiment. It always moves it a little bit. Just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
The big one was obviously at 5:30.
Yeah.
Probably expect a pop off the bell because of those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see those? Basically, just said it. Inflation went down.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, yeah. It's the one measure that the Fed pays the most attention to, and it was less than expected. So
I like
Morning.
it. Morning. Like the way that Tesla is shaping up as well too, pre-market. So 257. Nvidia, Tesla 257 on Tesla, and then Nvidia through pre-market highs as well. Quick scalp, get in, get out. See if they want to give it to us. See if they want to give it to us.
Everybody's here early today.
Yes, sir.
Is there something going on that I missed?
Thought it was your birthday, brother.
It's Jesus' birthday on Monday.
There it is.
I'm Jewish, but not that. I'm not the Jew.
And there you go.
But, hey, any thoughts on the market today for NQ?
Just an initial push up through 1714 for a quick momentum scalp. I mean, it looked good. It looked good. Bulls still get a benefit of doubt in my book. If you get some type of big pull off the open, I mean, I would look for a trap and then a move back up. I'd really like to see, 972, 946 loss for me to want to get short. It just depends. Just depends on how they open this first candle here.
You said you want to see a close below 9.7.
Yeah, nine. I'd like to see 9.7. That's got room into 9.4s. But I mean, if they pull it, right? Let's say they pull it and they sink it through 9.74s, it's got room to 9.46s and it can get there quickly. So you can definitely make some money on that momentum between 9.7 and 9.4s if you're quick with the trigger finger, or you can get in over this 9.13, 9.14 on a quick momentum too for, quick scalp. And those momentum plays are good for people who play a little bit heavier size. They can get in, take 3, 4, 5 points real quickly, and then kind of get out. Just as long as you kind of know what you're looking for.
Sure.
But as far as like where do I see the market going? I mean, I don't know. I mean, bulls are still strong, but you know they're only strong until they're not, right? I mean, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt still. Even after Wednesday's end of day pull, they pretty much just got it all back. So we went back to where we started on Monday. You know, looking around social media, everyone's concerned about, oh, that's the fucking end, and that's the top, and this, that, and the other. But it's like, realistically, guys, they only took us back to Monday, right? So what did we really lose? You know, we didn't really lose anything. And it was nothing more. Like it wasn't news related. It was nothing more than we just lost a key level of support, and then when you don't have any support, it tends to go down fast. Not a lot of market participants, lower volume. This thing just started to speed up. So I wouldn't really weigh anything into that anything more into that other than that. So let's see how we open up.
Yeah, the all-time high is not even. That's like what, 60 points away.
I'm looking to make some quick money today, boys, and getting the heck out of here. You know, the bigs just start throwing on a bunch of limit orders right now for market open. Get filled, sell them, get out. Go, gentlemen, place your bets. Place your bets. Up or down? Up or down?
You doing this? I don't go to Vegas, so I'm down to gamble.
Yes, sir.
Super quick burst up, super quick burst down. It happened at 7:30. If you look at that 7:30 candle, I think it's gonna be a candle like that. Or I guess an hour ago, candle where it shoots up really far, shoots down really far, and then it just is like, oh, I actually never broke the range. On the hourly, we're on the top side of the Bollinger.
Yeah, we're kind of just hugging up here. That's why I say if you do get a pop over 17, 13, I wouldn't look at it any more than that, you know. So don't, for those out there, longer time frame traders, you know, pop off the open doesn't necessarily mean that that's where the market's going today. Just get in, get green, get out. Because we are kind of we're overall supply, we're just hugging, our overall demand, we're just hugging supply going higher, higher, higher. So any type of pop is going to have an immediate kind of reaction back down. But that's nothing to be scared about, nothing to be worried about. You can make money. It just have the right mentality.
And then at the daily, we're right at the Bollinger too. We're right at the Bollinger on everything. 5 minute, we're at the Bollinger. The 30 second, we're at the Bollinger. What the 2 minute looks like. I don't know about the 2 minute.
5 minutes. Got a little 5-minute structure being formed here on the NQ. I'm looking at 992. Below that's got room into the 80s. So again, for all you hyper scalpers out there, they're looking for something quick right off the bell. You know, 992 can definitely wash out, wick down into the 980s. If you're looking to take something quick like that, to the high side, we have a range all the way up here at 1714. So if you're a little bit of a breakout trader off the bell, you're a scalper off the bell, those would be the two levels of structure that I would be looking for personally to take one of those scalps. Again,
You would
off the open
you would
is definitely volatile.
you would enter 992 on a short.
On a short position and cover into 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's just momentum opening print. Let me just get in through the 992s and cover in somewhere in the 80s quickly, right? Quickly, because you're coming into support here at 978. High side would be a 914 break. Normally that first print's going to go in either direction and then it's going to quickly come back. So quick trigger fingers if you are that type of breakout opening print trader. Can make money on it. Can also lose really quickly. If you're a trader that wants to see something set up, we need to put in a new high, pull back, back test, and then bounce, or we need to lose support, bounce, consolidate, and then retake out that opening print level. Different strokes for different folks, depending on what you're looking for. A little bit of a pullback into the Bollinger Band on the video. Tesla as well, but these Bollinger Bands are opening up on Tesla side, 257.78. Meta still looks good as well, guys. 356.41. $30 seconds. Excuse me.
This is one of the least volatile candles I've ever seen at an opening.
Yeah, we definitely got that holiday volume here. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce off the Bollinger, man.
NVIDIA trying to push up towards those pre-market highs, guys. Anyone on the futures side, I mean on the options side of things?
Damn it. Waited too long.
Tesla above pre-market highs, right into its Bollinger Band at 258. There's a pop to the high side here. You got this upper VWAP band pushing up to its 30s on the NQ. First touch of it pulled back. It's having a little bit of trouble here at that pre-market high, but still trying to hang out in this area. That's a good pop on Tesla, guys. I don't know if anyone took that. Up about $1 from those pre-market highs on Tesla. If anyone took the Tesla off the bell like that, look for a quick scale out. Take half size. You know, if you want to use break even as your stop, use break even as your stop on Tesla. The other one that I was really focusing on was the Nvidia that's kind of creeping, kind of broke over those pre-market highs slightly and is just kind of hanging out right here. That does have resistance here at this Bollinger Band. Again, Nvidia is pulling back. The Tesla is still kind of working for you a little bit here on the Nvidia. If we do start to lose 491.47, next support is 490.78. So a little bit of a trap there off the open over those pre-market highs on Nvidia. Again, if anyone's in Nvidia, just kind of stay a little bit patient here. I wouldn't give it too much space. Depending on your position size, you want to definitely be protective as the market's trying to, you know, figure itself out here this early in the bell, especially on the first 5-minute candle. Tesla got that big, massive push up, you know, into that 258 and is pulling back as well. I was able to get filled on the Tesla, so I'm going to close my position on that. Those are going to be break even on those last contracts there. But I was able to lock in a little bit on the initial. Hopefully get filled here on Tesla anytime soon. Come on, baby. I've got an opening print high here on the NQ at 17,022. 17,022 is that opening print. So now what I do on my option side of things as well as the future side of things, I start marking out that opening print. If it continues to push higher through the opening print, I will continue to move that price level line up. And then I will look for the first hour candle to close at 7 a.m. PST. And if that gets confirmed, that would be an entry for me to go long or short, depending on what the opening range 1 hour candle does. So right now we got that initial push through the pre-market highs and we've pulled back into support. Again, doesn't mean that the market's pulling down, doesn't mean that the market can go higher. It's still trying to figure itself out here. Also keep into account that you do have lower volume due to the holiday weekend here. Not a lot of market participants. So I'm going to look today personally to treat everything as a scalp. Try to take profits quicker. If I don't get a full one-to-one, normally that's what I look for. If I don't get that full one-to-one, that's going to be okay. As long as I can kind of take these trades, piece together a day, so forth and so forth. That end phase contract that I swung overnight bigs ended up coming back to the green. I will take that. That contract was as good as toast yesterday.
I'll take that. That's 250.
It's like everything kind of put in a little bit of a trap candle right off the open, where we kind of quickly broke those pre-market highs, put in that high wick, pulled all the way back down into support. Keep that opening print high on watch. If we do push and we manage to consolidate and push over that, you might have a little bit of space. So depending on what chart you're playing, what ticker symbol it is, kind of see what's the next area of supply resistance over that opening print. If there's some room there, and you've got a little bit of space to be able to get in and make some cash, definitely keep that into consideration. If anything to the downside, 10 minutes into the market open here, you might want to hang back, let a little bit more market structure get put in and see if there's potential to the downside, right? So as of right now, we're kind of trading in a little bit of a range here. Kind of just briefly broke pre-market highs, briefly, broke pre-market lows on the NQ side of things. And when I say pre-market lows on the NQ, it's just the last 4 or 5 candles going into the market open. So definitely kind of keep that on watch. I've got 1721 opening print to the high side, 1722, and that opening print low was 99450. Got 20 SMA support sitting at 986, and I've got Bollinger Band sitting at 961.
Hey D, I got a question for you.
Yo.
If the 20 SMA is already passed, can you use VWAP to get in if you see it going above or below?
Sure. Yeah, you can definitely use VWAP. You can use a correlation of both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're trading over. Like, are you talking about the NQ?
Yeah, I'm looking at the NQ earlier, and it looks like the VWAP. There was like a big green candle that went above the VWAP, but the 20 was pretty far down.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's a good indicator to get in there, but I'm just looking at the past here.
Yeah. What time is that? So I could take a quick look.
Looks like it was at 8:35 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, so you can see. So we were above VWAP and the 20 SMA. The only thing is on that VWAP you have like that upper band, right? The upper VWAP band. We kind of came down at the 530 candle, touched VWAP, and then quickly bounced off of that. That bounce off of that VWAP at around like 929 30s was definitely a good little bounce play. Reclaim the 20 SMA, and then I would use like a confirmation, like something like that. I would look for like an entry over 975. So 16975. Look at that top wick, that confirmation. I would get in on that. Use a 20 SMA as a stop. Guys, we're approaching this opening print here on the NQ. Anyone who was looking at that, Tesla kind of working its way back up as well. If anyone was in that play and didn't manage to sell and take any profits and got trapped, the market's giving you a second opportunity here to either scratch or hold on for a little bit of a ride. And I was talking about the 5-minute time frame on NQ. I don't know if you were looking at a different time. If you're looking at a smaller time frame, then what I just said is irrelevant.
No, I'm on 5 minute.
Okay.
I did see that at 8:30 that wick came down really far though. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that wick coming down at 5:30. So I wouldn't have taken an entry there. There would have been no entry for me there at 5:30. I would have just noted how when we did push down on that big wick, where it bounced from. So, you know, just using the VWAP and the 20 SMA, even if that's the only thing on my charts, we came down to VWAP, reclaimed the 20 SMA, and I would have waited for that 830 candle to close. And then at the high wick of that 530 candle, I would have taken a confirmation on that, and it would have been 835. So I would have entered 835 through 975. That would have been a nice play.
Okay, thanks.
And then you would basically use your 835 candle low as a stop. It would have been about a 20-point stop loss if you wanted to give it that much risk.
Okay.
Little bit of a scalp there, guys, on 3 micro contracts through that 1721. Didn't pick up much, maybe $40 or so. Just a quick scalp. NQ, I've got upper resistance here at around 45, so 1745s, that's my linear regression. It's also sitting up here with this upper VWAP band here at 47. So if anyone is long from the bell and maybe you got trapped and then you didn't know what to do, you were still holding on for dear life, you know, take your profits. Market just gave you a second opportunity to either get out for scratch, get out for a small loss, or take some profits on that any pullback into 1720s, I would look to see if that stands. If 1720s doesn't stand, you have support at 1712. 1712 and then 1706. Those would be your supports. And then you do have resistance at 45s. So look to see what price does around those areas when you get there. But again, you know, anyone who did take that quick long, right? Like let's say you were looking for that long and you ended up getting trapped off that opening 5-minute candle. Man, shit didn't get out. Now you're kind of, you know, scavenging around. If the market does come back and provide you that opportunity to get out at break even or for profit when we did push up on the previous 5-minute candle, you have to take that second opportunity to get out. It doesn't mean that the second opportunity is going to be there to, you know, make you $1 million. It just, you made a mistake by not getting out for a small loss or taking that paper cut, or if you had a bigger stop where you were still in line to be in that trade, then when we broke 1721, you know, should have taken profits on that run up. We do have a resistance sitting up here at 40 in the mid 40s.
What indicators are you using for those resistance?
So if you use, if I have the linear regret, it's called the linear regression channel 50. If you have the VWAP with the bands on it, then it would be the upper VWAP band.
Okay, thanks.
And if you don't have either one of those, then it was a Bollinger Band that was just expanding, and we kind of ran into a Bollinger Band in the 30s, 35, 30, in that area. So anytime we're kind of hugging price against an upper Bollinger Band, it just means that, you know, there's going to be resistance. It's going to push down, push higher, push down, push higher, push down, push higher, until you either get way over it or you come way back down to a support and then have some area to bounce. But the next area of real resistance that I see is in the 40s, low 40s. Does that mean jump in now and try to play into the 40s if you want? But where would your stop be, right? So I have support in the 12s, and I've got support at the previous 5-minute low, which is going to be somewhere around that 17,000. So again, you know, risk is all relative to someone's account size and position size. So if you're playing one micro contract, I mean, can you afford to lose 20, 30, 40 points even? Sure. You're talking about 50, 60, 70 bucks loss. If you're talking about someone who's looking to scalp 1-2 minis, then yeah, you're not going to use a 20-point stop loss. You need to have a little bit more of a precise entry. So it's all relative to depending on your account size, what you're looking for, and what type of trader you are. Again, like if I was a type of trader who, you know, played heavy size where I'm going to play 2, 3, 4, 5 mini contracts, my play would have been the play that I took, just sized into those mini contracts. Break over 1721, which was that opening range print, get in, take a few points on heavy size, get out, right? Like that's all I'm looking for. That candle over that 1721 shot up to highs of 37. So I mean, realistically, you're talking about a good 10, 15 points. You know, imagine if you played 3, 4, 5 mini contracts and you take 10, 15 points. That's a hell of a trade, right? So, but I'm not that type of trader. But there's traders out there that play like that, play heavy size. It just doesn't align with me personally. So I play a lot smaller size to kind of keep me in the game if I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong. Because I'm always wrong, you know. I'm not like, I'm human, I'm not perfect. I would just rather be wrong on small size.
Why'd I hire you?
Yeah, I mean, shit. If I could be right 100% of the time, I would not be here.
Thanks.
I would not be here.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah.
I was watching this superhero show on Netflix called The Crooks, and this one guy has the ability to see 30 seconds into the future, and he goes to a casino and you know, basically fucks over the casino, so the owner of the casino kills him. And superpowers are like very common in this universe. I'm just sitting here like, bro, if you had that superpower
Oh yeah.
on this, like if you can see 2 seconds into the future.
Oh yeah. Guys, we're still getting that push higher on the NQ. I don't know if anyone took that. Did anyone take the opening print break there? That 1721, 1722. It's a nice little move there. Traded all the way to the 40s here. Like I said, you have a little bit of supply here at those 45s, 47s. Again, depending on what you're looking for, you know, perfect spot to take profits. If you're looking for 40, 50 points off a you know, originated scalp play, you know, we've got some bigger problems, right? I mean, if you're scalping 10, 12, 15 points, that's plenty. You know, that's plenty. If you're still kind of waiting for a setup to happen, you're probably going to need to wait for some type of consolidation, some type of pullback, and then wait for this first hour candle to close in around 9 minutes.
Jeez. You know, somebody got in at like 14,429 or something. 447. It's just held this whole time since the October 29th.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at that sniper candle right there. Then in there, like, and never. And then, even if they're using your 20 SMA thing, it only closed below the 20 SMA once. I guess it technically did confirm, but it did not close confirm. So, I mean, they've just been fat chilling. Wonder how much that would be worth in one mini.
How many points? What was that price at?
Let's say if they hopped in on that sniper candle on 1029, it would be, let's say they hopped in roughly at
Just put them at the highs.
450. I'll put them in at the highs.
Yeah, just put them at the highs. Let's give a.
I'd say 14,590.
So that's what, 450 points, 650 points?
No, we're 3,000.
Oh, 14 you said.
Yeah, 14. So we're almost at 3,000 points. We're at like 2,500 points. So 80 times 2,500.
Morning, Bill. What's going on, Bill?
If you had one mini at 590. So right now you're up $200,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say 250, right? It was something like that. Bill, unless you want, you know, heart attack on an every other day basis, you know, stick with the ES. I mean, this Nasdaq is like the wild west out here. You know, anyone who anyone who asks me why should I switch from ES to Nasdaq? Well, it's more volatile. The moves are a lot bigger, but that means with bigger moves comes bigger losses, right? Price action is a lot faster and depends on your personality style. So if you're someone who, you know, doesn't like, yeah, if you're someone who doesn't like, you know, the high volatility, high stress up and down of the wild, wild west of the Nasdaq, you know, definitely stick to the much slower structured pace of the ES for sure. Just depends on the personality style. The only reason I watch Nasdaq is I came from trading options, and the stocks that I trade are all high beta. So Tesla's, Apple's, Meta. I was always constantly watching the triple Qs anyways to kind of correlate that with my options plays. So when I came over to futures, it was just only right. I mean, I've always these are the names that I play, so I follow the Nasdaq. And I definitely don't play minis. I will, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm a micro trader, so I can kind of manage my risk a little bit more on the Nasdaq side of things. You know, maybe I throw 1, 2, 3 minis on later on in the day if I've kind of got a good read of the market. I'm just looking to get in, take a nice little scalp, you know, 4, 5, 6 points, get in, get out. But I'm not throwing on mini every trade. Yeah, see, so it's like if you came from trading options and you were trading SPY, it's just more comfortable, right? So it's the same thing. It was looking at the Qs, looking at the Nasdaq was just more comfortable. I was familiar with the moves. I'm watching the stocks anyways, so it kind of just went hand in hand. Hand in hand. Getting a little bit of a pullback here off the highs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out these highs. These are going to be the first hour highs that I'm looking at here. I've got the first hour highs on the Nasdaq sitting at 1741 and a half. Any confirmation of that on the new hour candles got room. I've got room to 60, and then above that, I believe it was, I believe it was 73. Yeah, 73 was those Wednesday's highs. So over 42 into 73 would be pushing into Wednesday's highs. And then obviously over that is open skies. The only thing hard now about where we're at in the chart is we haven't had any real significant pullback into like lower daily support. So the higher we go up, it's harder to find levels of what are we trying to target, right? Because if I just simply look at a 1 hour time frame, you know, over Wednesday's highs, I mean, I don't have anything on my chart going all the way to, you know, 17,200. You know, obviously, you know, can the market push up 300 points today? Sure. And is it likely? Probably not. So, you know, trying to find some of these areas where potentially, you know, this market can stop gets a lot harder the farther we go without a significant pullback. And I'm not saying we need to go, you know, we don't need to, you know, wash down 500, 600, 700 points, but like we gotta ultimately come down a little bit to give us a little bit of better structure. And that's why, you know, as of late, I'm more so in scalp mode. You know, I do not want to be caught in a potential long play that I think can be running 50, 60, 70, 100 points, and then it pulls back on me, and now I'm that guy that's trapped in this top wick at the highs, right? So I'm definitely going to treat my plays until we get that pullback more so in scalp mode, a little bit more protection mode, a little bit less size, and just look to piece together. I mean, again, this is the end of the year here. There's no real reason to put any foot on the gas. You know, if anyone's really pushing for a P&L with a week and a half left of the year, you know, you did something wrong. You had all year to build up a cushion. You had all year to make money. Sit on your hands. You're going to get this pullback. We're going to get some better setups going into 2024. And then that's a fresh year. Definitely fresh year.
You said that Colorado was doing that.
Yeah.
And missed it. I knew I would do it too. Oh shit. Okay. Makes sense too.
Oh, Nike got smashed.
Hey, they were down like
That
10, 11 points, 13 points off the earnings yesterday. They got smoked.
Yeah, they are smoked, down 10%, 11% right now. 109. Bad outlook. Cutting $2 billion. That'll do. That'll put a dent in the old.
Yeah.
They do it right before the end of the year. Cut that $2 billion off the books.
Mm-hmm.
Write that shit off. In and out of that Tesla, man. I would have got smoked on that son of a bitch.
Did you get in on it?
Yeah, I did. I took a free market. Yeah, and man, I tell you what, I was right away. Like what I told myself today was, I'm not splitting my contracts up, man, because that's what got me. Yeah. Instead of trying to take 2 of 3, and then the one comes all the way back, it's like, fuck, man. In this market, you gotta just take it.
Yeah, and especially even you've said in the past too, that's always worked better for you. Sometimes it does work where you hold runners, but it's always worked better for you, right? So just continue to do what's worked better for you, regardless if you miss out on some cash, because you can still find those opportunities to take those trades. Yeah.
I mean, because what I did was I found myself yesterday. I would like my P&L, but then you start just shaving, say, 2 of 3 or 3 of 2, and it's like that. It just doesn't. Seems like it always comes back and eats you up. More so than not, at least for me. Yesterday, especially, just because you had a lot of moves that were just chop.
Mm-hmm.
Like same thing with Tesla. If I'd have tried to scale any of those, I'd have went in the red and probably gave it all back right there on that pullback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got out pretty quickly too. I did sell half size, and then ended up I sold half size, and then when it started to pull back, and I seen, okay, maybe we're gonna lose a little bit of steam, I just quickly cut. Yeah, especially those plays like that off the open. Like those are the plays that that Aaron is taking, and then he's getting caught, right? He's getting stuck in those because he's not understanding. You got to take your gains quickly, brother. You got to take them quick.
Yeah.
Like you're going into a play right off the open when it's going to be very volatile. Sometimes they stick, and sometimes you're sitting there now and Tesla's up $4 or $5, but not all the time it happens that way.
No.
In those particular situations, it does help to have a runner. But again, I mean, you come into the market 1, 2, 3 minutes and you made $150. Who's going to complain about that? Right?
Yeah, right. That Walmart looks good.
Mm-hmm.
You got over that spot. See how she closes. Finally good to see it take off out of the gate one time. Normally that sucker is a magnet to the bottom off the open and then decides to wake up about 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Deer too.
That thing's still chugging up.
Yeah, man. Well, 396, man, but 395. Look at Deer's weekly chart, dude. Weekly chart on Deer looks really good. I mean, you get a good close on today's candle, it's gonna.
Yeah, over this week's highs. Yeah, it does look good. Over 398.
Yeah, that's gonna be one on watch for next week, man. She's got some room up into like almost
404.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I mean, and then if you're playing long, man, thing could even stretch. If the chart looks good. I mean, shitters. Maybe I'll ride that sucker a little more than that. But yeah, first stop I got that 404 area. But shit, man, over that weekly 50 to play.
Guys, on the future side, I don't really see anything in tech that can really be pulling us up right now. You know, Apple's flat in the middle of the range. Meta back down middle of the range. Nvidia, same thing. So there's not a whole lot in tech right now that is really, you know, having the desire to pull up the Nasdaq. So that's why you're not really getting a big move here either side on the Nas, right? I mean, you know, we're not really breaking that 42 spot. We're not really pulling down yet, but you do have some names that are pulling down. You know, they're pulling down to the lower pre-market levels here, but again, everything is so strong and so high on their daily charts. They still look great. So just because you're pulling back a little bit doesn't necessarily mean that the Nasdaq is gonna dump. We haven't really lost any significant levels of support yet. So that's why we're kind of getting this price action where, you know, you kind of go up a little bit, you come right back down, you go sideways, you know, you grind higher a little bit. And then again, you know, this week's pretty much been like that, except for the exception of that Wednesday end of day pull. But even that wasn't, you know, wasn't on a daily picture, wasn't crazy.
Keep screaming that IWM, man.
Yeah,
Things rolling again. It's catching it up.
Yeah, that thing shot up off the open.
It's up over 1% again.
That over pre-market highs, even the first minute opening range still gave you a buck. Yep. I still like Amazon over 154.36 if the market wants to get going at any point in time today. 154.36 on Amazon.
Microsoft's pushing through the highs. I don't like Microsoft. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a big fan of that thing.
Yeah, me neither. A little bit of supply here on a 1 hour time frame over 374.78, but daily chart has room to stretch. Daily chart on Microsoft is confirming yesterday's high, so you know, on a daily chart it definitely has room to grind into 376. It might be a slow grinder. I just don't have too much success trading this fucking thing. It just moves a little bit. It just moves a little bit slower for me. I feel like the moves they're not seamless, but I mean the setup is there. You know, stocks can't go higher until they take out a previous day's range, and that's exactly what it's trying to do now. So it definitely could go a little bit. I'd like to see it break 374.80s, put in a high there, and then confirm that.
I need a good gift for a white elephant party, man.
Oh shit! What do you got in mind? Got anything in mind?
I waited a little long to get it. It's today. So I'm thinking like something that's, you know, I don't have to like get on Amazon and fucking order it.
You don't have.
I was thinking like a good bottle of bourbon or something, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Just get them, you know.
Just pick up something on the way there, Biggs.
Yeah, you know, I mean, well, I was trying to get something like funny, like a butt plug or something.
Yeah, that was my first thoughts. I was like, yeah, what you should have done was get like one of these.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, get one of these elephant toys over here or something going, but
Mhm.
you don't get no time, Biggs.
I know. So I think that'll be a good one. Just get a bottle of bourbon. Someone will want that thing. I'll probably take it. Get a bottle of bourbon that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Our friends are having like this white elephant party, but they also have this one of them, like, I guess a median. Is it a median?
No
like,
way.
What do you call them?
Like a psychic?
Yeah. So
no way.
It's today at 6, man. Yeah,
You're gonna
we're
go
going.
get Biggs. You're gonna go get a little bit of a reading.
I didn't really care to do it, but my wife's like, come on, like, I'll sit in there.
Signed you up.
Yeah, I've never been to one.
Oh, dude, you better tell me some good stories on Monday or on Tuesday, man.
Yeah,
I better hear something good.
I've heard some from this. Our friends have used this lady before, so, but like, man, I mean, I don't know too much about that. How much I really get into that stuff, but her dad had, I mean, obviously you always hear about people that had passed away and reaching out and all that. That was like one of the main things, because the wife of the friends we're going to, her dad had passed away like last year. Like, it was like a devastating thing for her. So I'm like, man, I don't want to get into all that. Like,
yeah. Here's the thing. She's gonna ask you questions, from the questions that she asks you is going to dictate what information you want to hear about. So
okay. So they kind of got a way to get around,
yeah, exactly. So if you want to hear about something specific, she's going to ask you questions in a manner that's going to make you talk about that a little bit, and then she's going to lean into that, right? So talk about some good shit, man. I want to know about what we're going to do. What are we going to do?
Be like a guy in there, like, hey, how about this?
Yeah. I want to know how we're going to do in 2024, Biggs. I mean, we're going to pull down.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to know if we're going to pull down multiple 6 figures here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to hear. Getting a little bit of a push up here. I'm still watching this Microsoft. I don't know if I'm going to take it. Probably just going to let it go, but it is confirmed over those yesterday's highs, first hour highs. It's pushing into this linear regression. This Nasdaq is still riding this 20 SMA here and over the VWAP. 1742's got room into 65. So I don't know if anyone wants to take that for a little bit of a ride. I don't really see any short position until we were to like lose VWAP, right? So for me, I mean, even the loss of the 20 SMA, you better be on a smaller time frame to kind of catch it. I mean, a 5-minute time frame will probably lose 20 SMA and pull down into 76s.
Well, D, you got another pitcher.
What are you talking
Jesus,
about?
dude.
What
The
happened?
Dodgers, man.
Yeah, you see that,
Shit,
bro? You see that?
Yeah, what's going on, man? They got brought in Otani courted Yamamoto, brought his boy in.
Yeah, dude, he's got to have someone to talk to out there.
Yeah. They gave that guy a fucking 12-year deal.
Dude,
that's crazy.
Guy's a stud, dude.
I guess. I mean, maybe.
He's a stud. Maybe. Yeah, we haven't seen a lick of him yet, huh, Biggs?
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys come over here and bust.
Biggs, don't worry about it. Otani's gonna get that boy whipped into shape quick.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on that Yamamoto. I'm sure he's good though, obviously.
Yeah,
but
this is.
I got to see that first. I got to see it in action. Like I want to see him get these hitters out, not the dudes over in Japan.
Yeah,
like, come over here and get these guys out.
Come on.
And then I'll buy in. But man, 12 years—that's just a lot. Dodgers don't care though. He's a bust, whatever, dude.
Yeah, we got the cash, Biggs.
He won't be a bust. I find that hard to believe, but that's just, I mean, it's just a matter of what you consider being a bust. Like that's a lot to live up to, that contract. So he's got to be really good.
Biggs, this is in the bag, man. If Otani signed off on it, it's in the bag.
Mm-hmm. My thing too is Otani. If he's not going to pitch again, how's his value worth that much?
No, he's going to pitch. He's going to come back in 2 years. He'll pitch in 2 years. He'll pitch again. It's not going to be like an everyday guy.
Unknown. Like you're going to give that guy that money, but you don't like you're going to pitch in 2 years. Like, and then what if it's not like? What if that's just a lot of I mean, like I get it. It is what it is. I mean,
you think
it's
so?
The market.
Biggs, how many bombs this guy hit last year? How many bombs this guy hit last year, Biggs?
Okay, but look at Chris Davis, dude. I mean, Chris Davis did the same thing.
Yeah,
he had a couple years where I mean, I know Otani's a little bit better. He's more of an athlete.
A little better, Biggs. A little better.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, I'm just saying numbers.
He's a lot better.
If you look at Davis's numbers over those 2 years, they're probably just as good. And then it's just like, and then he just like fell right the fuck off. Like it's like the dude just, I don't even know what happened. I mean, I'm not saying Otani's going to do that, but man, that's to make him the highest paid player. I mean, the guy led that. I mean, wasn't last year the first year that he led in home runs? I mean,
yeah, it was.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of, is he the best player in the game? Really? Just because he's a two-way guy? I get it. I mean,
yeah.
But it's crazy, dude. To think that they're signing guys to almost $1 billion.
Yeah, that's nuts, huh, Biggs?
In baseball, yeah.
Biggs, you were drafted about, what, 20 years too early? 25 years too early, Biggs?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about, like, the guys that were even drafted way before me. I was like, man, it would have sucked to be that. Because like, the way that they do, like, those pension plans, like, those guys, like, they cut it off. Like, so, like, if you're not involved in, like, certain years, like you're not even involved in like today's pension. So like a lot of those older players, they don't even get the same pension that guys do today, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
How do they not? There's like different levels of, so basically the years that you played, like, I don't know like what the exact year is when it started, but say like 1980, or it's probably later than that. Say 1990. Like if you're not 1990 and on, then you're not even a part of like the current pension program. You get just hope.
That's tough.
Which that sucks. Like, why wouldn't you just include those guys?
Yeah, they don't want to pay, Biggs. They don't want to pay.
I know. So it's like, you could be someone like Ozzie Smith. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might go back that far or something. I'm just saying, like some of those guys in that they don't get the same payout.
Yeah, true.
And a lot of them didn't make close to the same amount of money because their contracts, they're making like 5 years, $2 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. NVIDIA, watch NVIDIA 20 play.
Yep, I got it on my screen.
I'm not sure I want to test that. I do like it.
I still like it if it can, you know, set up here and then confirm into taking out those hour highs of 493.80, then that thing can stretch.
Yeah.
So I'm still big on that. Big on that play.
All right. I'll keep it. You play it as a 20 though, right?
Yeah, give yourself a little bit less risk. Just not getting a whole lot of support from the rest of the guys here in the Nasdaq, you know?
No.
Apple down, Meta down, Google down. You know, they're still like green, but they're like flat. They're not pushing up, they're not pushing down. So, you know, AMD down. So it's like basically I'm looking at, you know, 4 or 5 names that I came across. Okay, NVIDIA is setting up, but everything's down. So am I going against what they're selling into here, you know? If they're selling tech and they're going to sell tech today, shit, I don't want to be the only name that's pushing up.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was a little leery of it. It just felt like that's not one you want to get involved in if it's going to pull on.
What I might do would be to size into it, maybe, you know, 1-2 contracts in on a 20 confirmation, and then go the rest of my size through the 493.80s, and then take profits on everything on that first push higher when everything on my premium jumps. That might be a smaller play to take me in with less risk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Nasdaq, we're kind of just hanging out right here, hugging on to this 20 SMA. I do have support of VWAP at 980. Maybe if this thing wants to pull back and bounce from there, I would look for, you know, those long plays on the option side closer to that 980 test on the Nasdaq. We got about 30 seconds before this candle closes. I might even be interested in taking a short here on the Nasdaq for just a quick scalp.
Walmart, D, made a nice little move, man.
Put
right
you
up into that area.
Put you in the green a little bit.
Yeah, she's just chugging along, dude. Right off that 5, playing nice. Daily. Coming up into what we got here about 157.30. Looks pretty good, man. We should probably get that. Yeah, it's going to take us right up to this weekly 10. 158. No, not 157. Yeah. Okay. PayPal got a rough looking hourly candle.
Found it down a little bit.
That 63 area on PayPal has been fits for it. That's that area we sold those longs into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Getting that in the video to get back over this 20 SMA here.
Yeah, I got off of it. Let me see.
You got this Nasdaq bounce right off that 20, so there was no confirmation there on that break of the 20 SMA. So far, they just kind of pushed it right back up. So if I'm looking at the trend from the market open, the trend is definitely higher. This is a second test of this 20 SMA. It looks like it's holding up right now as pretty strong support here. As of right now, structure break would be below 17,000 again, and then you would have support at 980. So I might mark this level out here just to kind of keep my eyes on if we lose this 17,000 again, room into 89 and then 80.
Hey D, check out the Pfizer daily chart.
What's the ticker symbol on
No,
that?
it's a PFE, and it's a turd stock, but it doesn't look too shabby.
Daily chart?
Yeah, a little 20.
Yeah, I'd like to see it hold here though today and close over.
Yeah,
If not, it'll look as a rejection spot here, and you
Right.
might actually be a short, you know.
yeah,
Closes back under the 20, you can use the 2880s as a stop and then play it back down for a little bit. Or next week over 2880 looks good. Yep.
yeah. I just saw where that corny girl off Stock Twits. I saw where she had said added PFE here.
She's adding on the pullback right now, so it's pulled back.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
adding long shares.
Yeah. She's adding the pullback.
She's a long share player.
Mm-hmm. No 3-putt today.
No,
Mm-mm. I don't see him.
go ahead, man. I'm gonna put that on my watch list for next week. Pfizer. I ain't gonna mess with it today. That Baba made a nice move yesterday, man. But then, just like those Chinese stocks, you never know what you're gonna get, dude. Next day, fucking smoked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd cut it too soon. I was like, I took it yesterday. I wanted to come in today with more of a clean slate.
Yeah, you had it long yesterday.
Well, I added. Remember when we were talking about it, and I added it long yesterday, just shares, and then it made a pretty nice move into close, and I just took my money, you know.
Yeah.
As to where I didn't do that yesterday with Clack, so I was like, fuck that, I ain't taking that chance.
Yeah.
Sure enough,
exactly.
dude, I woke up pre-market, it was down like 3%. I was like, phew.
Exactly.
I'm just waiting for D to go get a coffee because that's when everything happens.
Yeah, right.
He's not going today, man.
I'm
He's
not
like,
going. I already got it.
yeah.
I had already got it. Yeah, that's probably the problem. I went to go get it too early today.
You jinxed us all.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea if my VWAP is set up. What's your VWAP price on the NQ right now?
982 on a 5-minute.
Mine is showing at 1723. My low is showing 1980. And then I have a middle one and a top one. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know how to set up these on Tradeovate. Wow.
Got that close over that 20 SMA on the video here. So maybe if I get a little bit of a confirmation, I might inch my way into that and then look to add size on a 493.80 break if that happens. These charts wrong. I need to get more charts on this screen. Just keeping an eye on this NVIDIA, keeping an eye on this 1742 break on the NAS.
That's the games it's been playing right there, man.
You see that?
Yeah, on the video.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no confirmation, but it's like these are those days, man.
Yep.
If you don't get it and you jump in right there, it's been jamming you, man. That's
Yeah.
some of the reasons why I took an L yesterday. Is just you start chasing a little bit of P&L, thinking you're getting a better buy.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. The bad thing is the thing will probably still go. It's just that shakeout right there. If you happen to jump the gun, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Look at Apple's hourly chart.
You like it? I don't know.
Man, I mean, yeah, I do like it. Short though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like it was taking on some pressure early, man. Yeah.
You see that? It's kind of a mixed
Yeah.
bag though.
Mm-hmm.
With names.
They keep buying it up.
Mm-hmm. That Microsoft was a good play.
Ooh, that Apple does look good.
It did get over that linear regression.
Did it?
Yeah. So over those first hour highs, 374.38, went all the way up to 335. Yeah, that was a good play. I just don't like it. I just don't play Microsoft enough to be comfortable with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta kind of stick to what I know for the most part.
PayPal was breaking down too. Its hourly looks kind of. But it just has held this daily 5 right where it's at. So same play. PayPal got me yesterday.
guys got to be a little bit patient here, a little bit patient. Right now, I know the price action's not the best. It's kind of just been going sideways ever since we put in those new highs. This is really a time where a lot of traders start to feel FOMO, right? You start to feel anxiety of, you know, is the market going higher? Is it going lower? Oh, we're pushing down. Let me take this short. Nope, it's back up. Let me take the long, anticipation of the break. It comes back down. This is where you can really chop yourselves up. So as a trader, you want to obviously control your emotions, control the FOMO, control your P&L first. Let the trades come to you second, right? You shouldn't be hunting. If you're hunting right now, you're going to put yourself in a little bit of a problem. You're going to put yourself in a little bit of a problem. So again,
I bet you putt rolls in here soon. It's been coming late a little bit last few days. Maybe that's his way of waiting that first hour out. Alvin Kamara laid a stinker for me. D.
hey,
Damn it.
yeah, I was playing Alvin. Yeah, they had him, and he only put up 6 points or 7 points.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I had him in my one league, and then the dude I'm playing against had freaking Olave. Dude put up like 25.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What's the
Put
projection?
myself in a little bit of a hole, man.
What's the projection now, Biggs?
We were still pretty even because, I mean, on paper, you know, my team is a lot better. You know what I mean? But it's just I don't have the best matchups this week. So, they probably have him projected. I imagine it's 25-6 right now. We each have one guy that played. Yeah, it has him projected 118, me 107, but that could change. Who do you like right here? You like the tight end from the Bears, man, the Komet, or would you play the Kincaid dude from Buffalo? Kincaid hasn't really been doing it.
He hasn't been doing shit. Yeah, I had him. He's on my bench, actually. He's going to just stay on my bench.
Komet's been doing okay, man.
Yeah,
he's been scoring some touchdowns the past few
games. I would go with Komet over Kincaid. I think Kincaid's the better tight end. It's just they're running like a 2 tight end system over there in Buffalo, and he doesn't really get the ball that much, you know? So, I mean, yeah, like the 1 week I decided to start Kincaid, he put up a monster day. And then, you know, I started him again. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. The guy didn't do nothing for me. So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Komet might be a little bit, I don't know, dude. They're going to probably put up about the same, honestly. Yeah. But I do like Komet because they do use him. Like, they use him. Kincaid can be a guy where he has a great game. Like, where you know, Allen's just looking for him, and then there's games where like he doesn't even get targeted. So but at least Komet, you know, has an opportunity to score a touchdown, or you know, he's going to get some yards. Yeah, right now, yeah, dude, my team. I'm surprised I even managed to win and make it into the playoffs because my team started going down. Obviously, I lost Herbert, but before that, you know, I lost Mark Andrews. Right, I had Mark Andrews, so I picked up the backup. Likely, I like that kid. You know, he's doing a little bit. Yeah, it's tough, Biggs. It's tough. It's real tough. My projections for this game is literally the same. Like they're projected the same amount of points as me. They had, who the fuck did they have yesterday? They had someone went off, bro. It wasn't Olave.
The Sherrod guy
I don't know. Let me check it. Let me take
from
it.
the Saints. He had a good game.
No, dude. Again, this kid Demarcus Robinson, dude, the Rams.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
he scored like 2 touchdowns.
This guy had 20 points, man, but they had Kamara only put up 8. So we'll see. I've got an issue with one of my flex positions, man. I don't know who I'm gonna put up. I don't got too many options.
But I did have Kyrie Williams in my other league.
Oh, did you? You're in the playoffs in that league too?
Yeah. He put up 20. So, and that's the more expensive league. So if I got to pick one, I'd rather. So I figure if I win this week, I'm in the finals. So it'd be nice to freaking go to the finals in both, right? I mean, then you're in the money.
Yeah.
At least.
Now you're talking.
You know, I'm talking, but I just need to get in one league. I can't lose both of these, dude, right here.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good team, though. The guy that I'm playing against in that league, though, he's got Prescott going, CD Lamb, Metcalf.
Yeah, see, I played CD last week. Man, CD is just a beast, man. He just puts up
He
easy,
is,
he's
man.
an easy 20 point a game guy, 20, 25 point a game guy, man. Just never fails, you know? Like that's a strong hold. Like if that guy's on your team, I mean that makes makes your team strong. When you have a guy who just consistently is going to put up 20 plus points. I mean, that's tough to compete with. The guy doesn't really have a down day.
I know, and I feel like that's going to be a high scoring game, man. Them in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. The same thing with like Tyreek Hill, man. I mean, it's like that when the guy's playing, it's a 20 plus point guy. I mean, those guys don't have down days. Like I've got on the Bears more, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, he's been putting up 20 points, but again, he's not like when he puts up 20 plus points, I'm like, great, this is great because now I have a good chance to win. But he has those games where dude only put up 7. It's like, oh my, that kills my team. You know, it kills my team. So like I need him to put up 20 points for sure for me to have any chance at this.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I got him too.
Same thing with Ayuk from 49ers. Some days this guy's putting up 17, 16, 18 points. Great. That's great. Next week, 6 points. No, man. Like, I need you to put up 20 points every week. Like, I got to make a call to these guys and have a little bit of a conversation. You know, it's like, I just need you to have a game. Like this, I don't care even if I lose in the ship. I just need to get there, give me my money back for these entry fees, and then I'll take a little something off of it. I don't need the whole pot. Just give me something. You know what I'm saying? You can't go down first round and not take anything home, Biggs. Then it's the whole year I spent doing this for nothing. I'm not tracking these guys for my health. Guys, we're going to get a very, very slow price action day. It's setting up the same way it's set up so far all week. The only thing that I can take away from this is towards the end half of the day, the last couple days, you've had a big move, right? On Wednesday, it was a big move down. Yesterday, it was a complete V-shaped recovery, for 60, 70 points. Today, it's shaping up almost the same way. Do we just sink it into the weekend or does it just shoot up? If you're looking at, here's another thing too that I'm also noticing, guys. I am noticing this. Is a lot of you guys, not just here, I see it on YouTube and different stuff like that, but I notice a lot of guys who play futures, you guys are really honed in on these small time frames, like really honed in on it. Like, so right now, Sammy, you're still in the room. I don't know if you're still trading, you're at work, you're just in the room just to be in the room. How are you doing today, man? Because I know you trade that 30-second chart.
I was doing great. I was up a G, and then I did a bunch of stupid shit. Now down to G.
Okay.
I broke my own rules.
Okay. So yeah, the only reason I say that because I just got a DM from someone who's in the room. They're not even on the live stream today, but they just blew an account, and I wanted to see what's happening here. Again, I've gone over a lot of things with them. They're on the 15-second chart. Now, the 30-second charts is crazy as it is. I can only imagine a 15-second chart, and it's playing multiple mini contracts when the wins are great. They're fantastic. But I'm not saying don't trade the 15-second, don't trade the 30-second. I wouldn't teach anyone to trade those two time frames, but if you like them, they work for your personality, great. But here's how people who are trading those small time frames need to manage them. If you guys manage to take a few scalps, break even, scratch, win a little bit, you guys go up, you guys have to stop. You have to. And if you manage to take a couple trades and you just start off on a losing streak, you have to stop. What I'm seeing from people who are playing even the 1 minute, even the 2 minute, you're going to get so many setups. So you have turned yourself into a hyper scalper where you can sit there and take 15, 20, 30 trades a day, right? Because you just get so many setups. But what I'm noticing is that when the people who are playing those small of a time frame, 15 second, 30 second, even the 1 minute, when you guys lose, it causes a reaction to, I need to get it back. And you guys trade back. Like you guys trade to get back because you know you can make a lot of money fast trading high leverage like that with a lot of contracts. It's just so dangerous if you haven't really mastered the psychological part of trading. And it sucks because this person that I spoke to, I'm not talking about you, Sam, we're talking about someone else, but this person that I spoke to, did well yesterday, took 2 trades, made $500, called it a day, had a plan to come into today to work on rules, right? As far as I want to stop at X amount of dollars. If I make over X amount of dollars, I want to stop. And the first couple trades that were taken were losers. So I get it. As humans, we want to win. We don't want to lose. And especially when it's that early in the day and you know that there's potentially going to be more setups in the day that are probably going to get you back or could get you back to flat or positive, you want to take them. But that's not necessarily the smart thing to do because let's say the next trade is a loser. Now you're really running yourself on the risk of losing a lot of cash or blowing up an account for the sake of trying to get back versus really managing yourself to where I have to walk away. Like you have to force yourself to walk away. So if you are on a prop firm, let's say for example, you're on a prop firm and you have a $2,000 drawdown limit or a $3,000 drawdown limit, whatever your drawdown limit is, you have to really set up your trade plan in a day where if you do lose, let's say $500, $700, how many of those losing days can you take before you lose your account? Because the last thing we want to do is hit max loss on one day, lose an account in one day. That's tough. It's tough on the mental because when you look back at it, it's not the strategy's not working. Your strategy is going to work. It's going to win and it's going to lose, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What's not working is the managing of the emotion sides to not take those trades when you do lose. I mean, to not take any more trades after you do lose. Because when you're trading on that small of a time frame, you don't have the luxury of someone who's on a 5-minute time frame where they can be in a losing trade for 30, 40, 50 minutes, 15-minute time frame, hour time frame, where you can kind of be a part of the market. So what I'm noticing is that the people who are on smaller time frames like that, sub 1 minute, want to be involved in the market more so than they want to protect themselves, because you want to be in the market longer to get more setups. But if you're not getting the setups that are working or you're getting stopped out, it's causing you to stay in the game a little bit more. Guys, we got that breakdown through the 20 and that pop to the VWAP. Nice flush there. Nice flush there. I don't know if anyone was looking for that or anyone was taking that breakup structure. 17,000. Huge move. Huge
breaking
move.
down.
Yeah, breaking down.
Yeah.
Breaking down. That just went so quick.
Yeah.
So 25-point range, 26-point range. Yeah, maybe even hit for 1-to-1 too. But I mean, that was lightning quick. It was lightning quick. Because I just hate hearing that, you know. It's just really coming down to you got to really master yourself, right? You got to master yourself in those emotions. I know it sucks to lose, man. It sucks to lose when you take 1-2 trades and it's like you have a winner and you give it back and then you take a loser and now you're like battling back. I know that feeling sucks. I mean, I have those feelings too when I lose. You know, you want to get it right back. Okay, I'll get the next trade and I'll get it right back. But if you're just not managing your risk and you're playing that large of a size, I'm not saying you got to go down to micros or anything like that, but you have to have a trading plan that is going to stop you. You have to protect yourself. So that's just tough, you know, because I'll put this out. The comment that was made was whatever strategy he was playing, I don't know what it was exactly. I'd have to break it down. But whatever strategy he was using, something with, you know, some type of flag pattern testing, breaking, you know, consolidation, and then breaking through, it didn't work. So what happens is you think that it's the strategy that's not working, right? So you automatically go to, oh, I lost 2 trades, I blew up my account because my flag pattern or whatever it is didn't work. But it's not that. Like, sometimes they're going to work and sometimes they're going to fail. That's not what lost you your account. That's not what lost you, you know, it made you hit max loss on the day. What made you hit max loss on the day is that when that trade didn't work, is that you continue to trade and find a new setup, and it just opened up a whole can of worms. I don't know. Because it really does come down to a point of, I can help with strategy, I can help with backtest, I can help with trying to set up these trading plans to follow, but if you don't follow them, you're hurting yourself. And like, I can't, another YouTube video, a book, you know, like nothing can help you. Like the only thing that can help you is you at that point in time. So you have to really understand that if you can't help yourself, no one's going to help you, right? It's just like, let's say I was trying to lose 20 pounds. Well, like, no one's going to physically stop me from putting food down my throat. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to force me by my ear to go to the gym, right? I have to do it. Now I can ask for help. What should I be eating? What's my macros? How many calories should I stay under? You know, I can get a plan, I can get like a routine, I can get a trainer, but if I don't show up to the gym, how can I get trained, right? Like, how can someone coach me if I don't show up to practice? So if you're not actively practicing following your trading plan, whether you like the results of the trading plan or not, then how can you get any better? Like, you can't. You know, the only person at the end of the day who's going to get better is you, by you helping yourself. You know, there's no magic strategy that's going to work more than it's not. A lot of these strategies, even if you go on a little bit of a run where all your trades won today and you hit it at 100%, that doesn't mean that they're going to hit tomorrow at 100%. You might hit it 40% tomorrow. But what are we going to do to manage that risk? So even if we do lose over half our trades tomorrow, it's not going to wipe us out for the week or wipe us out entirely. I'm telling you guys, if I could figure out what it is to like make everyone understand that and like not lose or blow accounts, I mean, trust me, I would do it. But a lot of it is just discipline. Like, it is just discipline. Or actually hitting rock bottom. You got no cash left. You're down to your last leg. You've been at this for 2 or 3 years. You're just tired of failing. So you give up, right? You give up and allow yourself just to, I've tried everything else. Let me just actually try to follow these rules. And let me see if that changes anything. And normally people start to understand that if I would have just been doing this change from the start, I would have never put myself in this situation. And that's the sad part about trading, is that it'll drag you all the way down to where, you know, it'll make you feel like you're at rock bottom before you actually figure out what it takes. It's not the strategy. Again, it's not. There's thousands of entries. There's thousands of strategies out there. It's not the strategy. It's how you're operating that strategy and how well you're executing on those rules that you're putting in place for yourself. And what, like, the main thing is, like, when you do lose that trade, let's say it's the first trade, second trade, third trade, this early in the day, that's the hardest feeling in the world, is to walk away. Because you know potentially you're giving up an opportunity to make that money back. You're giving up an opportunity to make money, period. So you sit there and you continue to just go around and around and around. The only thing that helps with that is having more capital. So if you have one, let's say you have one funded account, or excuse me, one prop firm account. If you had 10 of them and you traded them separately, that's 10 trades you can take, and you can set a like a loss limit. Like if I want to risk 250 per trade, I want to risk 500 per trade. You can take 10 trades across 10 accounts and still not blow up any one of them. You get what I'm saying? Versus you can't do that on one account, because taking 10 losses on one account at $500 risk is $5,000. No one has that much drawdown on any prop firm. So let's see if we get any more follow through here through this VWAP. We're broken down through this 20 SMA. We've broken down through the VWAP. I want to see if we can confirm this previous low wick here on this VWAP 967. I'm in this short play here. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm in on 3 micro contracts here. I'm just looking for a little bit of a push down, see if I can get some type of scalp. If I do start pushing back up and it reclaims VWAP, which it looks like it wants to do right now, I'm going to try to get out of this play here. I don't want to take too much damage. Again, I probably jumped the gun a tad too early here. I should have actually waited for this previous wick to break down. Probably not going to be the best thing for me here on this particular play. And that's the way that the market's been kind of reacting this week. It's kind of broken down these levels, came back, right? Popped up, and then we lose it later. And that's what's frustrating, because that tends to be what's happening right now. I'm watching a NVIDIA chart as well, kind of actively bouncing off of this bottom support here as well. So that previous structure break that we had was sitting at around 17,000. This thing starts to get back over 995, it can quickly shoot up to, 1718, 1715, still get rejected and come back down at a later date and time. So again, anyone who took, a play of the 20 play, did it give you a lot of room? 995 down to 970. I mean, it's 20 plus points. I kind of was late to this party because I was, thinking about this message I got, and decided to jump it. It's probably going to bite me in the ass, but that's the name of the game, right? I mean, that's going to happen. Get upset about it. Not really. Nothing you can do about it. I want to see where this 5-minute candle closes. Depending on where this candle closes, it might confirm this and try to pop back into the 1770s. I don't think I'm going to want to be involved in this trade, to see that happen. So looking to get stopped out here very soon. Again, no automatic stop losses for me, guys. I do everything manually. My take profits are manual. I just have a mental take profit zone. My stop losses are all mental based on levels. That was a nice reversal candle on NVIDIA, guys. If anyone's thinking about taking a little bit of a bounce, you can use that low of day as a stop. Same thing here on the NAS. You could almost use these last 2 previous wicks as a stop at 969. Play a little bit smaller size and see if this thing does want to push back up into the middle of the range.
I saw that 20 SMA, but I was waiting for like a confirmation. I got in too late.
Yeah, so yeah, that play did happen very fast. I mean, the confirmation was the 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time candle. So 2 candles ago, that was your confirmation candle. It did go down 20 points, plus 20 plus points, but it did happen extremely fast. So I could see how someone maybe seen the play, hesitated a quick second. By the time you got filled, now you're filled down here at the bottom. I get it, because I wanted this play as well, and I didn't take it right away, obviously, and because the aggression of it, you know, I ended up getting down when I thought we were going to confirm the wick, and now I'm trapped. So I'm going to look to get out of this play myself here, just to kind of mitigate the damage a little bit and just take it on the chin, you know. Gotta get out. I'm out. That's gonna put me back at scratch on the day. Didn't like that. Puts me back at scratch. So now I have to, if I want to continue to trade now, so here's where emotions start to come. I was up about $130, $140. Now I'm scratch, right? So these emotions here is what gets traders. I just gave back everything. Now I'm scratch. Well, how are you going to handle it, right? How are you going to handle your day from here is the question, right? Now, if I was playing bigger size, if I'm already feeling like I just messed up, right? Because that's the initial reaction that I feel. I messed up. I should have been in the play earlier, giving myself a chance to take profits. Instead, I went in late to the trade. Market proved me that I got trapped, you know? So now if I was playing bigger size, if I have those type of emotions playing small size, 3 micro contracts, $100, right? $120. Imagine if you were playing 1 mini or 2 minis. Either you're blown account, you've been auto liquidated, because that bounce from where I got in, I was damn near at the bottom. This is a 20-30 point bounce. So that we're talking about, you know, even 1 mini contract is $400, $500, $600, you know, somewhere in that range. 2 is close to $1,000. On a play, when you're looking at the chart, has this even gone anywhere? No, it's just hanging out, right? It's hanging out. So if you take a big loss like that on big size, yeah, you can easily make that just as fast. But when it doesn't work, or when you make a very small mistake, either on the timing of your execution or the play just doesn't work, that is going to trigger such a huge emotional reaction on your next trade. Because all you're thinking about right now is, I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back. I don't want to end the day red. I was already up money. Let me get it back, right? Can you get it back? Sure. But what happens if the next trade you take is also a loser? That's where traders run the risk of blowing those accounts or getting auto liquidated on the day. So if I was playing, let's say, even 1 mini contract on a, let's say, $50,000 evaluation account or funded account, and I just took on this play that I personally took, instead of it being $120, $30 loss, whatever the heck it was. Yeah, Tyler, we trade options a lot, mainly off the bell. And throughout the day, yeah, I'm more so an options trader than futures trader. But as of late, yeah, I mean, I trade them probably both equal. But my bread and butter is options, definitely, Tyler. So if you take that big loss like that and you're down $400, $500, $600 on a $50,000 valuation account, that's it for you. You're done. Like, that has to be in your trading plan. Like a loss of $400, $500, $600 on a $50,000 valuation account with $2,000 drawdown, you are done. Like, that's you don't even get the privilege to trade anymore. Like, it's impossible, because if you take another losing trade, you're down 1,000. No way can you go down half of your, like imagine if you had a $2,000 account and you just lost $500. Now you only have $1,500. And if you lose one more and you add $1,000, you just lost 50% of your account in 2 trades. On what planet is that okay? On what planet? Right? That's why I trade micros. It's not because I like making a little bit of money trading micros. You know, I would love to make $500 a trade versus my $80 a trade, $100 a trade, $50 a trade. Of course, who wouldn't? But on this evaluation account, I'm managing a $2,000 account. I'm not managing 50,000, guys. You know, that's just my leverage. That's like, it's my leverage. I'm managing 2,000. That NVIDIA came all the way back, Biggs, and didn't do nothing. Tesla hard bounced off the 200 SMA though. That would have been a nice play. That hammer candle off of the 200 SMA on Tesla went from 255 all the way up to 255 and a half, 50 cents, pulling back a little bit here, but that was a strong support if someone was able to snag it even relatively close to that 200 SMA. Yeah, Apple continues to get beat up. Apple continues to get beat up. Google's not doing nothing. AMD's hanging out here at the bottom. It's just, even the shorts though, they don't look great because they're down at everything's down at support.
Yeah,
It's like,
just kind of sitting here.
it's hard to take a short. Like AMD looks great through previous hours lows of 139.26, but then it's got support at 138.89. I mean, take this trade for 30 cents. That's not enough room. That's not enough room.